can you start your music career in Ghana? Start your music career in Ghana with $3,000.
That's a lot of money, crap.
Gumroom is supposed to enforce the whole licensing thing and collect the money.
Was it a tweet from Mr. Easy?
Okay.
For one of his dirty waves, saying that he has paid double for every
all these concepts using it.
But I see it happening every time.
Yes.
Mostly I'm paying, but we can't ask, and it's not about your fee.
Exactly. So I knew I just had to have him here so that you share your knowledge.
Yo guys, solid. It's another session. It's another episode for the MEdu podcast, music education. And today, a day here way. The person will introduce me to making money online. I have to be sincere. I don't know if you remember that. I'm not really remember. I remember. It was around 2014 or 2015, somewhere around that time. And I asked you that I want to put an artist who were handling at that time. I wanted to put her songs on the digital stores. And he said I should meet you at the mall, Accra Mall, at that time. And I met you at the Accra Mall. There was this, I don't know, it was a coffee shop or something like that at the top where YFM used to be. Yeah. And then we met there, we sat, you showed me TuneCore. That was the first time I saw TuneCore. You helped me open an account with TuneCore. And I think you showed me Vivo, spoke to me about Vivo. And then there was this one, it's spelled like Vida or something like that.
Oh, Vidia.
Vidia. Yeah. And it was my first time seeing all those things. It was my first time, so I would say that you taught me distribution.
I see.
Yeah, I know you don't remember, but I remember.
Yeah, you think I remember something like that?
Yeah. Today we have Alikoto ruler. Alikoto ruler. We are going crevices. He knows why.
Yes.
Charlie, thanks for coming.
Charlie, there's some company.
Thanks for coming. When I was plotting out this whole session, you were number one in my mind.
Okay.
Because I knew it would come to talking about distribution, talking about publishing. And there has been so many instances where you have educated me, especially on publishing. So I know your name, but I would like you to introduce yourself to the people at the accolades, so let them know where you've been and where you are now, so far. So
okay, so my name is Samson Osei. Some call me Alikoto. Some also call me driver assist. Anyway, I'm actually by profession, I'm a food scientist. But I've chosen a career in entrepreneurship where I have, a couple of businesses. Music business is one of my focus. I started this music journey some close to 10 years ago. I've been an artist manager before, worked with a couple of people, prominent people in the industry. I've worked with some of these major record labels, Yeah, so far so good. So far so good. The accolades I don't want to mention accolades. But yeah, this is me. I have quite a good number of experience, years when it comes to music and music business. And out of this experience, I've learned a lot. I've had the privilege to actually practice what I've learned, and see things happen in real time and all that. So yeah, so this is who I am, and I'm always open to teach, always open to, inspire people to actually seek knowledge and better themselves. So I believe I've been doing a good job at that, and so far so good. So yeah.
So what I would like us to start with is distribution. But when we say distribution, what is distribution?
Well, the distribution is basically getting a final products to the right markets for customers to come and buy. Basically, that's so. With that in mind, what it can, as in applying that to music. So you go to the studio, produce a song, you create something beautiful, master it, mix a master, whatever. Like you have a final product, you have a final song. So they need to get it out there for people to actually consume your music. So then distribution is making sure that, that song gets onto the right platforms, which are like direct marketplaces for listeners or fans to actually go to consume. So in this digital age, distribution has been digitalized, whereby all these marketplaces, platforms are digitalized. We have Apple Music, Spotify, Deezer, Boomplay, etc., etc., etc. There are so many of them now. So a distributor's job is to make sure your song gets on all these platforms, and also go take all the monies you make from direct sales and streams and back to you. Okay. So that is the job of a distributor. That is distribution, more or less. Yes. So making sure your song gets to the market for consumers to actually get access to the song.
I think you've heard.
Yeah.
We've seen a couple of them. People have heard their names. So
Yes.
yeah. I got straight to the point. There's also one thing that I also like us to put out there.
Okay.
How long have you been doing this, using distribution? So me, a while from that time.
Yeah, wow.
And
It's been a while. Yeah, in case it turns to you, right? It's been 7 years or more. Yeah. It's been 7 years or more.
how has it been like music distribution in Ghana, working with the artists, getting the songs to the stores? Is it difficult?
Well, as in, you see, the only difficulty is about getting quality products, say quality ball or quality work, to actually, distribute better. And the performance of that song would be also depends on the quality of, the song you're putting out there. It's just like any other product which is on the market. The quality of the products indirectly sells itself.
Yeah, of course.
You understand? So if the music is not quality, and then distributes, the consumption is a bit challenging. So that's, I would say, is the difficulty. But in terms of the actual distribution, it's not, everything is digital. Everything is digital. Once you have your metadata accurately, and then, you input them with the right cases, it's...
What is a metadata?
Okay, so metadata basically simply is the information, details that comes with the song.
Okay.
So metadata, every detail, written details, so the name of the art, or let me start from the top. Title of the song, name of artist, if there's a featured artist, release date, label that is releasing the song, songwriter's name, composer's name, name of non-featured contributors. So let's see, there's a guitarist, a saxophonist, lyrics, whether the song is explicit or not. I mean, these detailed information that pertains to the song.
It's like the biography of the song.
Yes, the biography of the song. So it's embedded in the song. Let me put it that way. Okay, so it goes with the song. And once there's a major problem in the music industry now globally, whereby because of inaccurate metadata or wrong metadata, there are monies sitting somewhere that can't find the rightful owners. Wow. Yes, a lot of money actually.
Money has been allocated for owners they don't know.
Exactly. Because of wrong metadata or inaccurate or incomplete.
Okay.
So with music distribution, I have instances where you tell artists, yo, add your lyrics. They're very important. And even the lyrics, it has different other benefits, advantages and all that. Add lyrics, add this, do this. They'll be dragging their feet, they'll do it, they don't even do it well. You complain. You see, all these things are part of the problem.
Yeah.
And I believe it is due to lack of education. I mean, the people like to do things anyhow. But the moment you start doing things anyhow, it starts creating problems.
Yeah.
And these are some of the problems that they've accrued. And right now, I mean, there's money sitting somewhere. We don't know the bonus because of inaccurate metadata or wrong metadata or missing metadata.
I've had instances like that. I remember we did a distribution. There are some of the songs that I had to sit down myself and tell what I understand how important it is to add it. Getting it across to the artist for the person to understand that it's important to add lyrics. Please just add your full name. Yeah, I don't know why it's so difficult to just.
And it then again, you see, it's negligence. They don't see it important. They don't think it's important. You see, with the lyrics, for instance, these days there are smart speakers, a lot of smart gadgets around, right? And with the lyrics, one advantage of that is, aside people following the song, aside, these synchronized lyrics thing going on and all that. Aside that, there's also the thing with search. Okay, but if somebody types, so let's say somebody has forgotten the title of a song or an artist, or remembers a certain line, that person can type that line in any of the DSPs. DSP is a digital sharing platform. All right. You can type that in any of the DSPs and your song will pop up. All the songs that have those words in there
pop up.
They pop up.
And it's even an advantage to you. Imagine I'm looking for a Burna Boy song, and then I type, and then your lyrics is like that, and then it pops up, and maybe I mistakenly,
you open it, you listen, I like it. I mean, now listen. Aside that, with the smart speakers, somebody can get a MEdu. Hey Siri, or which one is it? Amazon,
Alexa.
Hey Alexa, play me a song with the lyrics, "Baby, baby, I love you." Alexa will search through all song lyrics and find suggestions that fits what you want and suggest those to you. So you see, wow. And even with lyrics, in terms of monetization, there are bodies that monetize lyrics. If somebody takes your lyrics, let's say takes a part, use that for merchandise. Let's say ID Streets, India, lyrics, I've actually registered it with the rights body. Somebody takes that ID Streets, it's licensed. Wow. So the whatever merch that person sells, you have royalties still happening to you.
Wow.
And there are websites that actually are just for lyrics. People go on there and they've monetized those websites. They pay royalties. Really, on your lyrics, yes. So you see, with music is so lucrative in that there are so many streams of revenue coming out from music. Just one song. So many streams. But then people don't know. For instance, Ghana, this place, they only know about getting booked for shows.
Yes.
Your song, there was streaming platform, getting, just that. You don't even know about publishing. Like, no, they know about a lot of things, which is sad.
It's very sad because personally, this is my first time knowing that lyrics are being monetized.
Yes. And there are bodies that actually assure that your lyrics are monetized and you get paid for that. Because there are people who actually make money off your lyrics.
Charlie, next time they ask you for lyrics, I think you know they do wrong. So getting metadata, that I think from what you're saying, that's also another problem that comes with it, and it's all because of the education that is not there. Exactly. People don't understand these kind of things.
Exactly.
Even knowing that you can monetize the lyrics. Well, that's wonderful. Now, let's say you distribute your song. As a distributor, I give it to you. You put it on all the platforms. So how does it work? When you listen to the song, they'll give you my money.
Okay, so there are types of distributors.
Yeah.
I mean, there are the regular ones. I call them the boutique distributors.
Okay.
Those are the tune calls, the distro kids. I mean, stuff like where you just go, pay them, and then they distribute your songs or your work. And then there are the high-end distributors. Those are the bigger guys. Those are those ones you can't just go to them, pay them to distribute. They have to accept you. You have to put in an application, and then they accept to work with you. Those ones work on percentage basis.
Yeah.
Whereby if they agree to work with you,
Yeah.
whatever money they make from streaming, distributing your song, they take a percentage and then they give you the rest. They don't let you pay them. Also, they have an interest in there. So
Yeah.
they help where they have to help and all that.
No.
But then with the boutique distributors, they don't do any form of help.
Yeah. You feed into this.
Exactly. Everything is on you. Yes. So with the higher end distributors, those ones, some can offer artist services. I mean, they offer extra services.
Yeah.
In addition to the distribution.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. So then, based on these, say, two categories of distributors.
Yeah.
So the first category, which is the boutique distributors, they don't take any percentage. So once anybody streams your song on, say, Apple Music, Spotify,
Yeah.
that is called direct sales.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. So there's direct sales when it comes to distribution, and then there's royalties. Royalties is something different. So with the direct sales, I mean, technically somebody has to buy a song. For back then, we had iTunes where you could buy song, and then you can play that song.
Yeah.
And then it changed to subscription base where you don't buy the song, you can subscribe to the service and then get access to millions of songs. Listen to whatever song you want. Yes. So then that model of payments is called direct sales.
Okay.
Whereby if somebody buys your song or streams your song, you're entitled to money from these DSPs. A DSP is a digital streaming platform. So you're entitled to money from these DSPs, which is like Apple Music, Spotify, Deezer, etc., etc. So the distributor actually is responsible for receiving monies from all these DSPs, hundreds of them. They receive monies from them, bring them, put them in one place, and then pay you. And then also they provide you reports on how your songs, in terms of numbers, in terms of the money you've been making on them, and all that. Some go the extra mile to help manage your copyrights online.
Okay.
Yes. So let me say something like YouTube. No, YouTube has content ID.
Yes, YouTube does.
So content ID handles the copyright system.
Yeah.
Handles the copyright system for YouTube content ID. So now some distributors distribute to, or they have the content ID access.
Yeah.
Some don't. Some you have to pay to get access. Some already. For instance, the boutique ones, most of them you have to pay to access YouTube monetization content ID thing. Some, the higher end ones, you don't pay. It's already part of
Yes.
Yes. So the content ID, wherever your song is being used on YouTube, it identifies that if the content is being monetized, it takes a portion of that revenue and pays you. Yes. So just imagine you have a hit song. A lot of people are using that song on YouTube. Most of these channels have been monetized. So YouTube alone, I'll fetch you some very good dollars.
I'll make you about 500,000 views and all those things. Streams from you.
Exactly.
With the song reviews.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You see, so all these things, all these systems are in place, and the distributor is supposed to ensure that all these revenues come back to you, the artist, or you, the rights owner, yes. And then, you can take it from there. So that's how basically it works.
Okay. Mornings. So now, what is publishing? Because I always hear publishing with distribution. It's like when they say distribution, you hear publishing. Copyright, even with copyright, they mention it before we talk about distribution. But when you say distribution, the next thing is publishing. So what is publishing?
So publishing, so let me start this way.
Yeah.
So music has basically two major components. So once you create a song, you finalize, this is your final product.
Yeah.
It has two components. Yeah. It has the master recording components. It has the composition component.
Okay.
So the composition components pertains to publishing.
Okay.
So the composition part of the music has to do with the beats making, has to do with the lyrics.
Yeah. All right. So what composes the song?
Exactly. So the song, the composition, yes, God composes the song. So the beats, the lyrics. And then the masters has to do with the performance, how you sing these lyrics. Anybody can take those lyrics and sing it differently. But the masters has to do with how you perform on the composition or how you perform the composition.
Okay.
So these are the two parts of music. Okay. So then the composition, which is the beats making or the beats, the music, and then the lyrics. These two parts form the composition. Okay. And so this pertains to publishing. So now publishing basically is licensing. So you are licensing the beats, the lyrics, out to whoever was calling it. So then there are bodies who help you manage these licenses because it's a global thing.
Yeah.
And with publishers, what they do is they help collect revenues for the composition from all these bodies globally, each country. That's what publisher does. So it also maximizes the revenue because it collects globally.
Yeah.
So now for publishing to actually work, there are bodies called PR, Performing Rights Organizations. Every country has one. Every country have one. It could be privately or legally.
Does Ghana have one?
Yes, we have one.
Ghana?
Yes.
We have one.
W is a PR.
Oh.
We're not about that. Yeah, that problem. W doesn't work. Anyway. So each country has a body that acts as a PR, and it's supposed to collect revenues based on the license, and those revenues are called royalties. So PROs are supposed to collect royalties and then share accordingly to the rightful owners of the works registered with them. So basically that. So the publisher works with PROs.
Okay. Okay.
To collect royalties for their clients.
Oh, okay. So the publisher is the agent.
More or less. Publisher is the agent. And so, you see, technically, someone will say, oh, you don't need a publisher. Once we already have a PRO, we can go there and use the PROs. But there is a PRO in each country. How many countries are there in the world? Exactly. So the administration of that alone, it's work. There's a lot of work. So in order to, you know, let the artist or rights holder have the freedom and the peace of mind to create, they relinquish that tax to the agents, the publisher. So the publisher handles the administration, handles the collection. Sometimes even the collection goes beyond the PROs. There are other entities that the publisher collects from aside the PRO. And so that is the role of the publisher. You know, with publishers, they also bargain higher deals for their clients. How? Yes. So then there are bodies, there are societies, there are coalition of publishers that actually have one voice. They on a global stage, they sort of negotiate on behalf, because if their client is benefiting, they are also benefiting. So the higher they negotiate, the better. Exactly. So they do more than just collecting royalties and all that. Yes. Yes. So that's in the scope is publishing.
Okay. So a publisher is responsible for the individual makings of the music, making sure that you get revenue from. So let's say, for instance, can we say that those monetizing the lyrics are in the form publishers?
Yes, it's linked to the publishers. Yes. So a very good publisher knows how to monetize the lyrics.
Wow. This is fresh information.
And with the publishers, there are two main types. So there are the traditional publishers, which is like the Sony Music publisher, Universal Music publisher, Warner Music, you know, the majors. All of them have publishing companies attached to their record label. So these are the traditional ones, whereby these ones will give you the traditional deals, where they will take their publisher's share and then they'll give you the rights holder share.
Okay.
I'll be getting it. So with that one, you need to sign off your rights to them, then to be able for them to be able to represent you properly. And then, you know, these guys are big guys. I mean, they have the money, they have the muscles. You know, they can bargain. I mean, they can bring in deals to you. A whole lot of things. Sometimes even help with collaboration, because if you and a certain artist are on the same with the same publisher, it's easier for them to connect you. They help you with, let's say, writing camps, all these things.
What is a camp?
A writing camp. So basically, it's just a program where they invite a lot of songwriters.
Okay.
Yeah, you all get camped at one place.
All right.
Yes, for maybe a few days, or for a period of time, and then you collaborate, then you write hit songs. That's the writing camp.
Yeah, it's almost like giving you a space to create.
Exactly, a space to create. So now you collaborate, and then mostly these songwriters, while they create the songs are given to probably bigger artists to perform. But then you still have,
you're still making something else.
you still have your rights, because you're intellectual property. So you still have ownership to what you written, the lyrics you did. If you're a beat maker too, you have a percentage in terms of your beats, your composition.
Yeah.
And then, so if, let's say, you go to a writing camp, you write a very crazy banger. Let's say they give it to Rihanna to perform. Rihanna is huge, releases that song. Just imagine how much you're making in terms of royalties. Exactly. So these are some of the things a publisher can actually bring on board.
Okay.
So then this is the traditional.
Now that is not publishing.
And then it comes to them. They have something called unrestricted publishers. Those ones are quite modern, where they handle you have 100% ownership of your rights. All they do is they handle the administrative side, and they take a little bit of, some of them take a little bit of percentage of the publishing, other than publishers' cuts. Okay. But some too give you everything, both publishers and you your own.
Yeah.
They can give you your own, just pay them a fee and then do an illustration for you. Those ones are more modern, whereby the deal is very flexible.
Okay.
Those ones, we have some of them being Song Trust. Yeah, it's very popular among the independent artists. Song Trust is administrative publisher. We have Cobalt. Cobalt is an administrative publisher, but it's also a bit close because it's more of you have to apply, then they accept you, that kind of thing. So yeah, so these are the two main.
All right.
Yeah.
This is enlightening. Now, getting to understand these two, let's bring it to our music industry.
Okay.
Who are some of the distributors we have in Ghana?
In Ghana, we have a lot of artists doing their own thing.
Yeah,
A lot of independent artists.
in the field.
Yeah, so most of them use Tuco and Distribute, mostly Distribute.
Yeah.
But these days, they are, because that's when I started my company, Alikoto Music Consult.
Yeah.
It's basically a music consult. Like, it's just a consulting whereby you can come consult with me. Okay, I say, okay, you need A, B, C, D. Then I help you with A, B, C.
Yeah.
So then, in my company, I have distribution services.
Okay.
We have other services too.
Yeah.
Publishing, everything. Yeah, right? So you can, based on what you need, then I offer you the service.
Okay.
So when I started, it was just the independent and some of the majors who actually just came in to sign one or two artists, and that was that. There wasn't anything like a distributor, proper distributor, whereby the person guide you, educate you, help you. There wasn't anything like this. So it's either you're on your own or you are the majors. There was no in between. Then I started my company.
Yeah.
Then I realized that others started popping up. I realized that Dito came.
Yeah.
And there's Cracks Global down to came.
I think recently I saw one CMA or something like that.
Yeah. So right now there are a number of them just popping up here and there. I mean, which is good. I mean, it's good for the industry. Yes. At least right now there's a middle ground. There's no more either you're on your own or you are the big deal. Yeah. There's a middle ground where things can,
Everybody can get them.
exactly, things can happen. So yeah, so there are a couple of distributors in Ghana and well, yeah.
Okay. With these distributors, are they, as they are in Ghana, how are they able to get your songs to iTunes? Do they have to, or they have that connect?
Oh, like I said, it's a system.
All right.
So based on, I don't know, for example, I have partners that I work with.
Okay.
I have very big partners I work with me, and so I have access to their systems.
Yeah.
And so that's what I use to distribute.
Okay.
Example. So I'm sure most of these guys to have the same, they have their own partners that they work through.
Okay.
Exactly.
And then you talked about the PRs when it came to your publishing.
Yeah.
Most people don't go there, but Ghana PR, which is Gamble, it will. What is there a functioning, like, are they functioning? Isn't yeah, call it. What you see what you said? I was asking, is Ghana having a PR? Because I felt like Gamble is like, because we said copyright. So it looks like Gamble is just on one.
No, it's not copyright. Gamble is not just copyright. I mean, a PR is one component of a PR is to have, has to do with copyright. Yes, they need to have. And that's like I said, that's a license. That's a license. Yeah, you need to print. Yeah, exactly. So it has to do with copyright too. Because before, say a restaurant plays a song, public performance.
Yeah,
that's public performance of the song. Plays a song in their premises.
Yeah,
they need to have permission to do that. Okay, they can't just go and download a song off, let's say GhanaMotion.com. But
they are doing it.
It's illegal. It's very illegal. They need a license to play.
So this pops and stuff. You just
Gamro collects from all these guys.
Do they?
Yes. They collect. You go to the radio station, they tell you they pay. They collect. Just that they don't pay. They collect the one.